in their class. School has. But how can I learn when all I can focus on is where I'll go if someone comes into the building? Or how fast I can get to my little sister if her elementary school is attacked? We're here to say that this is a problem. The list of school shootings in America is longer than any other country. This directly corresponds to our lack of gun control and the regulations that do or do not exist. We as students are demanding that our legislators take action to control the gun regulations in our country. They're a necessary measure to prevent these massacres from continuing. It's time for our legislators to start protecting our lives instead of their money. No money is worth the death of a child. Or care to protect. Now is the time for our representatives to stand up and choose what is right. They have the opportunity now to place the value of our lives above the value of their weapons or their money. The majority of Americans are in favor of strict gun regulations, but politicians continue to do nothing. Our Second Amendment states that, quote, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That Second Amendment was written in 1791. It gave power to state militias. And especially, it was a giveaway to James Madison as a reassurance that southern states should be able to put down slave revolts. Today, no amount of guns can protect anyone from the U.S. military, diminishing the whole point of the original writing of the Second Amendment. Times are changing and technology is improving. The guns that were written about in 1791 are little to what exists today. The most recent school shootings have been committed with AR-15s. These are weapons of war, not recreation.
Yeah.
We are standing here today to say enough is enough. The list of problems is daunting, sure. Maybe it even seems insurmountable to those that we expect to solve them, but not to us. We have joined together to take a stand. We have begun to stand up in a fight for our lives. But the adults in power continue to shut us down because we're just kids. We're children when it's convenient for them, and adults when they need us to be. Now that we're standing up, they don't want to listen. So we're here to make them listen. Young people have been shaping America since the very beginning. Alexander Hamilton was only 19 when he fought in the Revolutionary War. We are the ones dying for the rights of others to own guns. We deserve the right to be heard.
Yeah.
This is why we are standing up against those who allow gun violence to torment our schools. This is our revolution, and now they get to watch us rise. Thank you.
Bexley, represent!
I'm Dylan Carlson Savant, and I'm a junior at Oakland High School. I came to the United States in 2012 when I entered middle school. A week after I had arrived, the Aurora shooting happened. 12 moviegoers gunned down. Not 6 months after, my dad sat me down trying to explain to me how someone could murder 21st graders. 6 years later came the Parkland massacre. 14 students and 3 teachers killed, murdered by a young man who was able to legally purchase an AR-15 rifle and shoot 150 bullets in 7 minutes in the hallways of Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. That's not right.
Yeah.
It is a story that we have all become too familiar with, and each chapter more deadly. Columbine, Aurora, Newtown, San Bernardino, the Pulse nightclub, Las Vegas, the Sutherland Springs Church, and now Parkland. When will it stop? Today we ask ourselves how it is that still, after shooting after shooting after shooting, there is no change. How it is that kids are still dying in the places where they're supposed to be learning. That is that after Newtown, there have still been 219 more school shootings. We now live in a reality where students look at the doors and windows of their classroom trying to figure out how do they escape. Where schools are requiring students to wear clear backpacks, and where schools have put 5-gallon buckets of rocks in each classroom for students to use as a last resort of defense against the gunmen. This is not normal. As our politicians do less and less, our schools are becoming more and more like prisons rather than places of learning. And when politicians told us that it was too early to talk about gun legislation, the Parkland students refused to stay silent and said, the time is now. Now is the time for action. Now is the time for state and national legislatures to have background checks for all private sales. Now is the time to shut the gun show and online sales loopholes. Now is the time to ban bump stocks and weapons of war. However, there is no more time for the victims of these vicious attacks. Their lives were stolen from them and their families. And now we have to persist and fight to honor their lives and make sure we can create a future where we can finally say, never again. But today is not just about school shootings. Today is also about the women and children who have been shot and killed by partners or family members after being denied a protective order to have guns confiscated from their abusers. Today is about our police officers who are defenseless against an AR-15 which can pierce their bulletproof vests. Today is about each and every person who has died tragically at their own hand by suicide, where the presence of a gunman is the difference between life and death. And today is about the black students and their families who have for so long spoken out about gun control in the cities they've been ignored. Ever since the Parkland shooting, there have been more than 3,000 gun homicides across the United States. It is time. It is time for us all to unite and dedicate ourselves to ending gun violence in our communities. And at times, we may become tired, maybe even discouraged in this effort. But still, as Maya Angelou once said, like air, we will rise. We will stand together, we will march together, and we will be the change together.
All right, so a couple things. One.